Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Min, and today I want to talk about 10 ways you can build passive income. And some of these ways cost less than $100, so stay tuned. So passive income is the holy grail of income. This is income that you don't have to work for and it just comes in passively. Have you ever dreamed about the day where you can actually stop working, you can sleep in, and still have money coming in every day or every month? Well, in order to do that, you need a lot of passive income to replace all of that income you're making at your day job. The vast majority of you make $0 in passive income. That means in order for you to make money, you have to exchange your time and actually work for that money. This is fairly common, so don't feel bad. Once you start making passive income, it feels pretty darn great, and then you start to get addicted to it. Now, making passive income is not easy, and it will require one of two things, either a lot of time up front or a lot of money. But you don't need a lot of money to start your passive income journey. Stick around until later and I'll show you how you can start your first passive income stream with as little as $100. Now, the hope of this video is to just inform you of all the passive income streams that I know about. It's not gonna make you a ton of money where you can quit your job tomorrow, but the point is you can actually start your passive income journey now, so that way you can start building it up over time. So I'm gonna share with you guys 10 passive income streams that I know about, a lot of which I actually am doing myself currently. Some of them are on hold, some of them are in progress. A lot of them are actually active. So let me share with you some of those things right now. So this first one is probably the most expensive one, and that is real estate investing and getting rental income. The reason why this is the hardest is because it costs the most amount of money. In order for you to even get an investment property, you have to have a 20% down payment. And if you live in a state like California, homes are probably gonna cost you anywhere from $150,000, $200,000, or even more. It could be up in the millions. And so coming up with that large down payment to even buy an investment property is going to be very difficult. Another issue with this is if you can't find a positive cash flow property, then it almost doesn't even make sense. Remember, you have to put 20% down. That can be $20,000 to $100,000, and if you're not getting a return on your money, then you're better off just going with some of the other passive income streams I'm going to talk about later. And the reason for this is because home values have gone up so much because unemployment rates are down, interest rates are low, and everybody's able to afford homes, which ultimately drives the price of real estate up. Now, even if you had 20% down to buy an investment property, you still have to have other requirements. The lenders may require you to have reserves saved up. They also might require that you have actual property management experience because they don't even know if you actually can rent out a place. Like, do you know what a lease is? Do you have contracts? Do you have experience? And so you can see there's actually a pretty big barrier to owning a real estate rental property. The idea here is that you buy a property, you take out a mortgage, and you rent it out for market rate. And after all the fees, your rent minus all the expenses, you're gonna come out with some kind of positive cash flow. This might be $100, $300, it depends on what you're after. Me personally, I like to have at least an 8% return on that money. And so if that rent and mortgage doesn't make sense, then I won't even buy the property. And the nice thing about this is once you find a tenant and a good property, it's pretty passive. The only really thing you need to worry about is you might have to do some repairs once in a while, and then every month you have to go and cash that sweet check. So I know not everybody has 20% down and they don't have a lot of money to buy a real estate property, but there actually is other ways. A lot of you guys actually own homes, and I actually did this a long time ago when I bought my first house. I actually rented out some of my rooms in my house. And so you can rent out your rooms to college students, roommates, whoever. You're gonna lose a little bit of privacy, but they're gonna pay you anywhere from $300 to $400 a month for the room. And this is a good way to offset your mortgage or make a little bit of income on the side. Now, this really only works if you're single or you're living with your girlfriend and you have any children. It's probably not gonna work out very well unless your house is kind of segregated, but you will have to share this space with some people, and that might turn some people off. Another option is if you don't actually own your house, let's say you're renting, you can actually sublease some of the rooms out in that rental. And you wanna make sure that you get approval from your landlord before you do this. I mean, yeah, they're probably gonna get a little jealous that you're making extra money off of their property, but you can make some of that money back by just renting out space that you're not using. Let's say you had a room that you weren't using in that 3-bedroom house you're renting. You can actually sublease it out to somebody. It could be a college student, it could be anybody, and that'll offset some of that rent you're paying. Another option you might have is you can actually rent out your garage. A lot of people don't have a lot of room to store things and they have to pay for storage fees, and you can actually go on this website called neighbor.com and actually rent out your space to your neighbors. You can actually store all of their junk in your garage and just give them access to it. Maybe put a lock on the door where you can only access the garage from the garage door, and then just give your neighbors access to it so that way they can keep paying you a monthly fee every month. So let's say those two options weren't for you. Another real estate option you can do is you can actually buy stocks in real estate. These are actually called REITs, or real estate investment trusts. These are just corporations that own a huge portfolio of income producing real estate. The great thing about REITs is that by law, these companies have to pay out 90% of their profits back in dividends to shareholders. That means that if you own stock in any of these real estate investment trusts, they have to pay you dividends when they make a profit. One company I like is called Realty Income Corporation. They own buildings used by Walgreens, 7-Eleven, the Home Depot, Walmart, Sam's Club. These are all really big names and really big companies that probably won't go out of business, and so the rent that these companies are paying are probably going to remain. Realty Income Corporation pays a 3.71% dividend yield back to their shareholders. Another one I like is Essential Property Realty Trust. They own mostly restaurants, so think about like Taco Bell or Arby's or some of the smaller restaurants. They own a portfolio of real estate that they rent out to these companies. This company pays a 3.87% dividend yield. If you want to play it safe, you can actually buy an ETF, and this is just a collection of a bunch of REITs put together. Vanguard has one, and it's called the Vanguard Real Estate ETF. It has over 150 companies in it, and it actually includes the two companies I just mentioned earlier in there as well. The Vanguard Real Estate ETF pays 3.97% and has an expense ratio of 0.12%. This is a good option if you don't have a lot of money to buy your own real estate, but you still want to invest in some kind of real estate. You can buy any of these stocks for under $100 a share as of this video. One of the things you need to be careful about with REITs is that all of the money that they're paying you is going to be taxed as ordinary income, and also has a 3.8% surtax on the investment income. And so just keep that in mind when you're actually looking at all these options. The next way to earn passive income is to actually own stock within a company. Did you know that some companies actually pay you just to hold their stock? And so what happens is when companies make a profit, they actually take some of that profit and actually pay it back in the form of dividends to their shareholders. That's right, just by owning stock in that company, they will reward you with a dividend payout every quarter. Companies like AT&T, McDonald's, Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, Coca-Cola, Apple, Microsoft, they've all been paying dividends for a long time to their shareholders. Now the dividend yields for these stocks vary between company. Some companies will pay 1%, some will pay 5%, some will pay 8%. Now in order to get a dividend, you actually have to own the stock before a certain date. This is called the ex-dividend date. And so if you own that stock before that date, you'll be eligible for a payout for that quarter. So earlier I mentioned you can make passive income with as little as $100. So a lot of these stocks are actually very cheap to buy. I'll use Ford as an example. Today, you can buy Ford for $6.64 a share. So with $100, you can buy 15 shares of Ford. And Ford has a dividend yield of 9.3% per year. And so if you put that $100 in Ford today, you would get $9 a year from Ford from dividends. That's not bad for $100. Now you can do this with the other companies I mentioned as well. Just check their dividend yields, make sure they're actually paying them out, and make sure the company is large enough where they won't go bankrupt. Now another bonus with buying stocks is the fact that these stocks can actually grow in value. And so not only will they pay you dividends, they can actually appreciate in value. So Ford can easily be $8 next year. Now I don't recommend you buy individual stocks because it can be pretty risky when you're only buying one or two companies. What you want to do is kind of diversify and actually buy a whole bunch of companies. And so if you're interested in high dividend yields and making passive income this way, you can actually buy a fund that has a bunch of dividend paying companies in it. Vanguard has one and they call it the High Dividend Yield ETF, ticker symbol VYM. So this fund just has a bunch of companies that pay dividends in there, and it helps you diversify your portfolio. So that way you don't have to go and buy every single company. You can just buy one fund and it has almost 400 companies in it. The Vanguard fund pays 2.62% dividend yield. Not the most glamorous dividend yield, but it is going to pay consistently because there's so many companies in there. The next passive income idea is you can actually buy municipal bonds. These are sometimes called munis, and these are actually loans to the government so they can actually fund projects. And they set the terms, they set the rates, and they pay you back. And at a certain point in time, you get all your money back plus the interest that they're paying you. Now, the one reason why I like bonds is because one, it's a different asset class than stocks and real estate. So it's a good idea to diversify your portfolio in the event a downturn happens. But another great thing about these bonds is that they're actually tax-free earnings. And so a lot of the ones that you can buy are actually tax-free from the federal government, state government, and even local government. In California, you can invest in ticker symbol PCK or California Municipal Bond, and this one pays 3.85%. It's tax exempt at the federal level and the state level, and it's relatively stable. One nice thing about municipal bonds is that when the stock market goes crazy, the bonds either stay static or they actually go up in value. And so it helps with diversifying your portfolio. The next way to make passive income is to actually use the current money that you have and put it in a high yield savings account. So if you have a lot of money sitting around and you're saving it up for something, you need to put it in a high yield savings account because you can get anywhere from 1.2% to 1.85% APY. And this money can earn you interest without you doing anything. And so if you had $1,000 and you put it in one of these accounts that paid 1.85%, you can actually earn $18.50 a year with that. This is basically risk-free passive income that's not going to go anywhere. The only thing that's going to affect this is if the federal rate changes, and so you might make a little bit less or a little bit more. It's definitely better than having money sitting in your mattress doing nothing. I made another video talking about the top 5 high yield savings accounts that you can get in 2020. If you're interested in that video, check it out here. The next way to make passive income is through affiliate marketing. Now, Amazon is the easiest example, but basically what you do is you go and promote a product. And you may not even be promoting it to sell it. You could just be showing it off, or you could just be reviewing the product, or you could simply just be using the product. So I'll give you an example. Let's say I was using a product for camping and I was out camping and I shot a video. Somebody might see that and they might be interested in that product. They might ask about it in the comments, or I might actually post a link to all of the products that I used in the video in my description. And now if somebody clicks on that link and actually purchases that item, I get a percentage of that through the affiliate program. Now it ranges, it could be 2%, 5%. It could even be other items that they bought along with that purchase. The fact that you're directing them to Amazon to buy something, you're gonna get a cut for everything they bought as long as they buy it within, I think, 48 hours. Now, not everybody qualifies for the Amazon affiliate program. You actually have to meet some criteria. You either have to have 1,000 subscribers or 1,000 followers or some kind of Facebook group that's pretty large. So you actually have to do some work to build a following. Now, another option for affiliate marketing you can do is you actually go and promote somebody's product or plan. And what I mean by this is, let's say somebody had a diet plan that they were trying to sell. You know, it could be like $80 for all the recipes to lose weight. Now, it's not gonna be easy for that person to sell that dietary plan because nobody knows who they are. They don't even know if that plan works. But let's say I go and I lose like 50 pounds and I talk about this plan on my YouTube channel or my blog, and then I post a link and tell them, hey, I follow this plan, go buy this program, it's the best thing ever. They go buy it for $80. Well, that company will probably pay me 30% of that just for referring them to their plan. And so this is another way you can make money passively. That blog is probably gonna stay there forever, or that video is probably gonna stay there forever, and people are gonna find these things and then they're gonna go through and buy through your link. And similarly, you can find other companies that actually will pay you to sell their products. And sometimes these people are called influencers. And I'll give you an example. Let's say you were in the car mod scene and you're modifying your truck. Well, there could be an aftermarket company that wants you to promote their products, and they might give you some product to put on your truck. And then what ends up happening is you start talking about it in your channel, or on your Facebook or your Instagram. And that person may actually have an online store selling all of their products. And so the fact that they're going to their store and buying those products, that company that owns the product will actually pay that person a cut for actually bringing customers in and buying from their store. And so these are good ways to make a little bit of extra money on the side. Amazon ultimately is paying you that commission for you not doing anything anymore. You just have to put a little bit of upfront work. And then that aftermarket company is paying you for actually promoting their product and getting customers to buy from you. The next way to make passive income is to actually sell merchandise. And there's a company online called teespring.com that actually allows you to make custom t-shirts. So if you've ever gone to the mall recently and you see those little t-shirt stands where they sell those custom t-shirts that are kind of funny, these are just fads or gift shirts or funny quotes. Well, teespring.com just lets you build your own design. And so you can build your own shirts that maybe don't exist yet. Maybe it's a shirt for your channel. It can literally be anything. So basically you design some kind of graphic, you put it in this interface that they have on the web, and you put it on the shirt, and then you can actually advertise it on their website to sell, or you can advertise it yourself. And so let's say you put it in the category of, I don't know, beer. Somebody's gonna search for beer shirts, and if they find yours, they can buy it and you'll get a cut. Teespring.com will actually fulfill the entire order. They will actually make the shirt and ship it to that person for you. All you need to do is just provide the design and make it available. This is a great way to make passive income because once you design the shirt, you don't have to do anything anymore. As long as people buy your product and your product looks pretty good, then you're gonna get a cut every time there's a sale. And then the last way to make passive income is through Amazon FBA. And if you don't know what FBA is, it just means fulfilled by Amazon. And so a lot of the products that exist on Amazon today that you're buying are probably not owned by Amazon. These are actually sellers that are actually reselling products under the Amazon platform. Now, a lot of people don't realize this because all they see is just Amazon and they think Amazon is selling the products. But in reality, it's just regular people finding products in China and buying a mass quantity and reselling it on the Amazon platform. Now, Amazon FBA isn't that easy. You actually have to go and find products to sell that nobody else is selling, or if you're trying to sell the same product, you actually have to differentiate it from the other ones. So not only do you need to find a good product, you actually have to find a quality supplier that can make that product. But I'll spare you the details. Once you have everything set up though, it's pretty nice because you don't really have to do anything. Amazon's platform does all of the work for you. Literally all you have to do is send all your inventory to Amazon, post a listing up on their website, and then once buyers start buying things, Amazon will fulfill the entire order for you. All you really need to do is make sure that you have enough inventory and then sit back and collect all the money. And I do have a bonus one for you guys, and that is Google AdSense using YouTube. Now, you don't have to use YouTube only. You actually can put Google AdSense on blogs and websites, but YouTube is probably by far where everybody's making all of their money. Now, this does require a ton of effort because you actually have to put time in to create quality content, create quality videos, do a lot of editing, and you actually do have to hit a certain threshold before you can actually monetize your YouTube channel. And so you can actually be creating videos for a year or two before you actually get to that minimum requirement. The minimum requirement is 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 watch hours. And so that can take some time before you can make any money at all. My other channel took me almost 13 months to get it monetized, and even then it's barely making $100 a month. And so you can see it takes a lot of effort to create videos, but the idea is once those videos are uploaded, now they have the opportunity to make you passive income every day for as long as they're relevant. And so let's say you had 30 videos, that's 30 videos that are gonna make you $1 a day. Or let's say you had 100 videos, now that's 100 videos that are gonna make you $1 a day. You don't have to constantly recreate those videos, you just have to create new ones, and those new ones will create passive income for you as well. And so you can see those videos can pay off quite a bit, especially down the road when you have a lot of videos and you can actually monetize your channel. Alright guys, as you can see, a lot of different ways to make passive income. The idea here is that you can't quit your job tomorrow just because you watched this video. You actually have to build up those passive income streams. Just remember that every dollar that you make passively is one less dollar that you have to make going to work. So instead of spending your money on nonsense like cars and vacations, the hope is that once you start building your first passive income stream, you're actually going to want more. As I mentioned, it's going to get very addicting. Eventually, you may even get to a point where your passive income is enough to live off of. That means that you can quit your job and even retire early. Alright you guys, hopefully that video was helpful. If it was, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with one of your friends. And if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you're aware when new videos are uploaded. And as always, have a nice day.